Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Denver, Colorado. Today, it actually is a fun one. Literally, it's a little cold, but it's still fun. We do things year round, but we will be discussing our Colorado outdoor activity guide.
All right, let's check it out. What's up, guys? We are the Mile High Property Brothers. I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my business partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time here, welcome. Second of all, while you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell, because every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every other Saturday, we're dropping a new one of these telling you everything there's to know about moving or living in the entire Denver, Colorado area.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do to help you, we would love to do so. But with that being said, we're going to be talking about our outdoor activity guide. And full disclosure, Eli has an actual outdoor activity guide for you guys. If you guys contact us and you would like that fancy PDF, he's got you covered, because we're gonna be covering a lot of different areas, and more importantly, like styles of what you could go do. Like, for example, fishing. Well, Eli's gonna have some really cool stuff on addresses and just places you guys can go to where fishing is actually worth it. Why, Eli? Because he's smarter, and what better place to dime out your business partner than on camera? He's the guy doing all the work. So super fun. But we'll be covering, like, hey guys, what does outdoor look like in Colorado? And more specifically, again, in that guide, hey, where should you go to be doing those things? And is it worth your time? Of course it's worth your time, but diving into it.
That's right. Now, real quick, before we jump into that, giving you context on where we're at right now. Whenever we're at a new place, a lot of times we get comments like, hey, where are you guys for that? You know, it looks like a cool area. Right now, we are in Castle Rock, the downtown historic part of Castle Rock. Specifically, we're on the Riverwalk, and this is an area near Festival Park. This is an area that they've built out. This is kind of like the new modern section of Old Town Castle Rock.
All you had to say was we're at 6 on the clock. So all you Team Willers out there know, hey, Castle Rock's down at 6 on the clock. We're south of Denver. Really cool spot you guys are aware of, like all the outlet mall that's here and all the fun shopping you can do with that, in addition to some of the new like strip malls and shopping centers and gyms, and all that's fun. But this River Rock is super cool. We've got a couple breweries over here. You've got Rocket Fizz candy store here, but you've also got some other like Daz Coffee and Dazbog Coffee and Starbucks, like your traditional places as well. But really cool, a lot of fun. It's a little cold out, so it's like perfect for like that pumpkin spice latte, or
sounds great.
Right? Like, or just going to that brewery, but then having some fun time to come out here on the River Walk and throw your hoodie on and go for a walk.
You guys can't see down below, but I have black tights on and really nice Uggs. I am like basic girled out. I'm about to get my pumpkin spice latte. Okay guys, so to kick it off, you guys are probably first thinking skiing and snowboarding. That's a given. We'll get to that. But want to first go into mountain biking. Now, mountain biking is one of the fun activities that you can do casually. Like, who doesn't have a mountain bike in their garage, right? You can do casually just around your neighborhoods, whether that's Southeast Aurora, Denver, or Castle Rock. Or you can definitely go to some more advanced terrain up on the mountains, mountain bikes parks specifically. And even if you're just living in like Castle Rock, for example, there's some pretty good trails just around the neighborhoods.
100%. Rarely do I agree with this guy. I agree with him. And I think one thing that we want to shed light for you guys is when we talk about skiing and snowboarding, that's what so when people think of the mountains, they're like, oh yeah, like skiing and snowboarding. Yeah, but those resorts are also open year-round. Like what you guys can do up there in the spring and summer, and go, you know, the hiking, the mountain biking. I'm probably giving the hiking one away, but the mountain biking that you guys can do, whether it's entry-level trails or going up and doing some extremely cool stuff, or going down to the springs, you can actually mountain bike the backside of the inclines and things like that. Like really cool stuff. And we just want to make sure that you guys keep in mind there is a ton of things for you guys to do in the mountains, spring, summer, and fall time, not just snowboarding and skiing in the winter.
Yes. Now, to talk specifics for when you guys are visiting out here or when you move out here. Winter Park and Keystone are two resorts that have one of the best like mountain bike trails and mountain bike parks, which are super fun to go explore. Breckenridge is really good as well. Now I've been mountain biking maybe 3 times, but it's super fun. Even someone like me who has no experience, you throw your bike on the back of the lift. You can even rent one in town. It's super affordable. You ride the lift all the way up to the top, which is just a whole cool experience in its own when there's no snow and stuff on the ground. And then you ride down, so it's perfect. You don't have to pedal half the time. It's amazing. I love it.
I feel so novice when he's like, oh yeah, I've done all that 3 times, no experience. And I'm like, I think I took my bike to Cherry Creek State Park and I was in the bike lane. A couple 8th graders around me, like, so I'm probably a little bit more novice on my road bike than my mountain bike, but really cool. And again, guys, there's different levels of trails. You don't have to go crazy with it, but definitely find reasons to go into the mountains beyond just the wintertime.
Yes, and regardless of what time you're going up there, bring a jacket, bring a hoodie. It could be 90 degrees down in Denver. You get up into the mountains and it's like 70, but feels a little bit colder.
And look, I'm not giving my gloves up. I don't care who you are.
I can't feel my fingers anymore. I lied.
Ooh. Maybe you should wear these extra gloves.
You've had this pair of extra gloves this whole time?
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
All right, guys, next one, I kind of gave it away when I was talking about mountain biking, but guess we were talking about hiking. So very similar as far as trail and outdoor wise is like where you're going to take your mountain bike or whatnot, but maybe that's not for you. Maybe you like to go hike and bring your little day pack and bring some food, whatever you like, but hiking is a huge thing out here in Colorado.
It is. Now 2 of the most amazing hikes you'll see, also 2 of the most popular, so plan for that, are going to be Maroon Bells, which is up in Aspen. It's about 4 hours from Denver.
That is one, not to cut him off.
That's one.
Now, I used to be so good at cutting him off. I don't know where I got respectful. Guys, find it out in these videos. Somewhere, somehow in the past, I got respectful and I stopped cutting him off. Now that I recognize it, I'm not even sure how that feels. I'm not even sure how I feel about that. But cutting him off, definitely want to go see Maroon Bells. Like, it's great in the summer, it's great all the time, but fall time when the leaves are changing and you've got some lights still in the mountains, boy, what a great time to go see that. But again, super busy, so make sure you get up early, get there, plan ahead.
It's worth the 4-hour drive for sure.
Depending on where you're living, it's what could be.
Yeah,
could be less.
yeah, and again, there's easy to moderate to advanced trails out there. So again, just learn the trailheads, get a map, talk to some locals, do some research on Google, find out which one you want to do before you commit to it.
Honorable mention a little bit further, Telluride, a great spot. Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Tim McGraw loves Telluride. He's a close buddy of mine. That's not that Tim McGraw wrote a song called Telluride. It's that he's a close buddy of mine, and we talk about it a lot. I think he's coming out in a couple weeks. We'll be hanging out.
Telluride is amazing. It is definitely one for the locals. So that's a place where not a whole lot of outsiders go. There's some amazing music festivals and stuff like that, but because it's a little more of a drive, and Telluride itself is just a really, really, really special little spot. Man, it's an experience like honestly none other.
And it's a little bit further than like your Maroon Bells. It's a different direction. It's a little bit more south. But hey, if you're gonna make that drive, you're probably gonna be out there for the night or staying for the weekend. And definitely a really cool, like just little mini vacation here in Colorado. But food for thought. And yes, you can also go hiking there. And you've also got Hanging Lake.
The most Instagram-worthy hike in Colorado, probably.
I've never done it.
Neither have I.
Must not be that big of a deal.
No, it is amazing, guys. The pictures are phenomenal. Now, again, I want to caution you that it is one of the most popular. So it's one of those classic, wow, loud trains here in Castle Rock. But Hanging Lake, one of the most Instagram-worthy, but caution, it is very busy. You guys may go out there and you're expecting this like secluded, gorgeous hanging lake. It's gonna be packed. So either try and go early or go late.
Or go during the week.
Or just going during the week is huge.
If you guys can take a day off and just go on a Wednesday or something like that, hey, awesome versus like getting there on a weekend and things like that. So just plan ahead and get a little creative with it, but definitely worth it. You've also got Estes Park. Estes Park is great. It's like an entry. It's one of the gates into the Rocky Mountain National Park. So if you're gonna go see Estes Park and do a little shopping and a little hiking, definitely venture just behind it and take yourself into the Rocky Mountain National Park. And whether you guys are riding mountain bikes or walking, taking photos for Instagram, whatever that looks like, definitely worth your experience. Grab some food, grab some taffy, right? Is that what it is?
Taffy?
Taffy.
No, it is taffy. You're right.
There's a ton of saltwater taffy in Estes Park. I think the entire place, I think the buildings are made out of that stuff.
I think they are too.
Grab some so you can say you did it while you were there.
Yeah.
Take it home. You won't eat it. Hand it out next Christmas.
All right, guys, so fishing. Let's talk fishing. Fly fishing is huge out here. What you're gonna find, Colorado has over 2,000 natural lakes and 9,000 miles of waterways, streams, creeks, fishable areas that you can hit. But one of the cool things that I learned through doing research for this video was that the National Wildlife Committee, or Preserve, whichever it's called, populates the 500 of those lakes with 350,000 trout.
Super cool. Keeps your recreation, just keeps your hobbies going. You can eat those fish, whatever you like.
It does. Now, Minturn is a really popular fly fishing area. I know nothing about fly fishing, so I'm sure there are hundreds and hundreds of others.
Yeah, fishing is like this productive thing.
Yeah, right?
Prior to us doing some investigative work on that, right, some good cop work, I thought you just sit in a boat and you're not productive and it's like an excuse to drink a beer and everyone has
That
to like...
too.
Once you're a dad, you figure out fishing. All right, I'm either going to go by myself and it's going to be quiet, or, oh, family wants to come? Great. Well, all of you drink a beer and don't talk, because if you talk, you're going to scare the fish, and it's like this dad trick to get everybody to be quiet.
Don't you like beer? I mean, I love beer. Beer is... Whoa, got one!
Literally thought it was that. Apparently not. Apparently you can go be productive with this.
It is. And, you know, a lot of these places are an hour to 2 to 4 hours away. So depending on how quick you want to go and do this, you know, I had a client, he just mentioned to me, oh, yeah, I'm going fly fishing this afternoon. It was like 3 o'clock. I'm like, all right, that quick, huh? But apparently it's something you can just jet out and go do and find a spot to do it. But the trout out here are amazing from what I hear. If fishing is your vibe, definitely no shortage of that here.
Share that content too. Like, we've got this private Facebook group for all of you that purchase and move to Colorado, and man, that would be some really cool content and some how-tos as far as like where you guys go, the experiences you're having with some of these places, and sharing that into the private group for others to not only maybe go try themselves, but to just have some more information and communicate and build that friendship within these private groups. It's super cool. We're not savvy at the fishing side as far as fly fishing.
No.
I'm savvy on the do nothing, drink a beer, stop talking fishing. So if you guys do end up doing that, we would love to see more content and share it with the rest of our clients.
All right, next up on the list, guys, this is one of the most popular for tourists as well as the locals, and great for team building exercises as well. Whitewater rafting. Huge out here.
Man, I thought he was gonna say something else that we're talking about next. I'm like, that's popular?
So
team building? Sounds like a nightmare. But White River water rafting.
No, whitewater river rafting. Yeah, right. It's whitewater.
No, White River water rafting.
White River water rafting? No, it's whitewater river rafting. One of those. Not White River. Whitewater.
It is cool. You get a big old raft. You go down the Colorado River. You're out in Idaho Springs, Steamboat Springs. They got the Colorado River out there. It gets crazy. People are falling over. By the way, don't stick your arm out. If someone's falling, let them go.
Let them go.
Because if they're falling, they just end up pulling you in. You're cold. It's funny.
I didn't do that to him, I promise.
No. Eli's little. I could curl that dude right back into the raft. It's great for team building. We've done that. You know, the first time I did that, I was with a Little League World Series team, and we did that, and it was super fun. And a lot of, man, if you guys take your kids, there is different levels as far as like, what level of rafting you actually want to do, but it's really cool and it's fun for your kiddos to get out and experience like the nature versus nurture, right? At whatever safe level you deem appropriate.
Yep. Now throw kayaking in there as well. There's a few different types of kayaking out here in Colorado. I prefer the
If you've never been kayaking, you're going upside down. That is not easy.
Unless you kayak like Eli, and that's going on a nice flat still lake and just have some time by yourself. You might be able to fish out there too. Bear Creek Lake is really good for that. That's right in Lakewood, so you don't need to go far for that. Again, there's a ton of kayakers out there.
You also got Bear Lake up in the mountains, which is a phenomenal spot. A little bit more secluded. Water's definitely cold up there.
Twin Lakes up there too. That one's really
altitude,
good.
But think about it.
Yep, and the best time for that, guys, is going to be springtime because you have the runoff coming from the mountains as the snow is all melting. That creates phenomenal whitewater rafting, and it is a
No wonder why it was a tongue twister for me. So I wasn't even saying it right. Like, no wonder why it was. Not only was it a tongue twister, it was backwards.
I could be wrong.
My brain wanted to be right.
I could be wrong.
All right, finally, our last point we spoke about in the very beginning, but yes, skiing and snowboarding, a lot of fun. More importantly, just like we told you guys that you didn't really, a lot of people don't really realize in the spring and summer and fall how much you can use the mountains and how those ski resorts have a lot of trails for you guys to mountain bike and hike. Most people also think that in the winter when you go up there to ski and snowboard, that's what you have to do. No. They got hot tubs.
They do.
And cabins and hot
do.
cocoa and
Yep.
peppermint schnapps and whatever you want to get into. So if you're more like me where you feel bad taking all of the fun for yourself and you would rather sit and enjoy hot cocoa and let everybody else break their legs on the mountains, all good, plenty of things that you can still do. So if your family's going up there, if it's not quite your thing, don't think that you can't have some relaxing time and have your thing while you're there if you choose not to go skiing.
Yes, now some pro tips for you guys, and by pro I mean someone who goes once in a while, but some tips for you guys if you're coming in to visit and you've got some kids and you've never been on the mountain before,
Kiddie hill.
1000% get them a trainer and a lesson, a half-day lesson, and then a half-day on the little kiddie, the bunny hill, is going to go a long, long way. And if you've never had that, I highly recommend it as well. That will save you a lot of falls.
And don't be weird. There's a lot of adults on that kiddie hill because a lot of adults are still
yeah.
new at it. Even adults that haven't gone for a couple of years, they still go back there for a little refresher. Everyone's fallen down. It's funny, but it's super learning. And I think that's the other thing as far as like when we talk about the kindness of people here in Colorado and like just the openness, like no one's making fun of you. No one's being a jerk when you're up there learning and falling over. More people are probably laughing at themselves or helping you out. And you've got the coaches that are there that are patient, but it's still an extremely comfortable environment even if you've got to learn or relearn if it's been a while.
Yeah, now another good key tip for you guys, if we're a skier versus snowboarder, if you're a skier, comment below. If you're a snowboarder, comment below. Let's get the little battle going here. Now, there's a lot of mutual respect on the mountain, but keep in mind, if you are new to either one of those, what they do say is that snowboarding, harder to learn, easier to master. Skiing, easier to learn, harder to master. So if you're coming in, you're a little recreational, you just want to get to have the most fun on the mountain in the shortest amount of time, probably not a bad idea to slap on some skis, unless you want to be cool up there
Or,
and get off the snowboard.
Mastering a hot tub.
Or that works too. That
Drinking
works
hot
too.
cocoa falls right into place.
Yeah.
Everybody coming back with broke shoulders from the mountain, freezing, covered in half snow. You instantly do not regret your choice to stay
Yeah.
in the cabin and drink hot cocoa.
Yeah, now let's talk some specific resorts that are some of our favorites. Breckenridge is probably my all-time favorite. The town is super cool, which
Yeah.
to me goes a long way.
They do a beer fest and Oktoberfest up there, which is really cool.
Yeah, and the mountain itself is just, there's great double black diamonds, there's great beginner hills as well, which is really, really fun. But Breckenridge just as a whole has a ton to offer, so that's one of my favorite. Let's see, one of the other ones that's really popular,
A-Basin?
A-Basin, Mary Jane, specifically. Mary Jane to me is a difficult one. I don't know why it's popular, but every time I go there, I'm like, man, I feel like, I don't know, I just don't have as much fun there.
A-Basin is like closer, I think proximity is, so it's like it's quicker to
Yeah.
get to if you're coming from the city of Denver, popularized. Like
Yeah, that
a lot
works,
of
yeah.
people go there.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's one of your first ones, so
It is.
it's a little crowded and like affordability is pretty good up there as well. So like just consider that as well. But sometimes like going to a Breckenridge or like an Aspen, like it's a little bit more off the beaten path. Some of the cost is a little bit higher, but hey, you might get some more exclusivity and a little bit more privacy and space on the mountain. And obviously, if you guys got time to go during the week and not on the weekend,
Yeah.
man, get up there and go.
Speaking to cost, it is expensive. If you're just going 1 or 2 times, it's super expensive. If you're planning on moving here and you're going to go more than 4 times
Get
in
a
a
pass.
season, get a pass. Honestly, if you're going more than 3 times in a season,
Maybe even 2.
get a pass.
Yeah, I remember like it's kind of like when you guys go to like an amusement park, right? Like it's $75 to go for the day, but it's $130 for a season pass. Like
Yeah.
if you go to 2 or 3 times, it pays for itself. And when you have a pass, you get a lot of different amenities as far as discounts on food and some other things that do add up over time, where you probably saving yourself a couple of $100, maybe even more, depending on how much you go.
Gear rental is huge. I'm always promoting that to people because last thing you want to do is go drop $1,000 on a new setup. Go rent some things a few times, learn what feels best.
Yeah, and you don't know what you look like
Yeah.
when you're trying to get your own stuff.
Hey! Coming!
See what I mean? Don't be that guy.
No.
But either way, guys, a ton of fun, a lot of stuff. In addition to this video, I know we're talking a lot about like just the different styles and things you can do. Obviously, there's more. We've got some honorable mentions as far as Philip S. Miller Park, Cherry Creek State Park, where you guys can go boating,
fun
Aurora
local
Reservoir.
places.
There's plenty of stuff like that. We want to get more into like the extreme stuff that a lot of people literally vacation to Colorado to come do. With you living here, man, to just tap into like what people travel to just do here
Yeah.
is super cool. But then also on top of that, if you got any more questions and whatnot, Eli will have a tour guide as far as like outdoor activities. So when we're talking about A-Basin, when we're talking about Breckenridge, when we're talking about some of these other places, he'll have that mapped out for you because he's such a good hard dude. Like, he's
right,
just
that's
great at
right.
all this stuff, and I am really good at remembering that he's got a lot of work to do, right?
go, there
and
we
why
go.
do I remember that? Well, because I'm this kind of broker and he's that
That's
kind
right,
of broker.
that's
But either way, we put that together. and we are licensed, and we do love helping you guys with these needs just as much as we love making these videos, which means that number that's popping back up below are the guys who answer phone calls, the text messages, and those emails. So if you got questions on this or anything else as far as your move to Colorado, or if you're already here and you need help with that as well, please do not hesitate to reach out.
right.
Until next video, so this weekend or this Thursday or this Tuesday, we will see you guys very soon.
If you see my eyes watering, which I've been wiping them this whole video,
He's
it's
a
because it's
cryaker.
cold. I was gonna say,
No.
I promise he's not keeping me hostage. I promise he's not bullying me. Will's treating me fairly and kindly. These are not real tears here. Although I did say, he goes, I mentioned kayaking. He goes, you mean cryaking? Thought that was pretty good.
Eli is a little bit of a victim when it comes to like the colder months. He's his feet fall asleep and it gets weird. You guys don't care about
I
that.
know. I
What
got
you
few
care about are
issues
your
here.
real estate needs, and that's why we're gonna keep it there and keep
That's
it
right.
professional.
I need to go fund me. That's what I do.
Have a great week. We'll see you guys very soon.
See you guys.
You okay?
Crying. Kayaking and whitewater.
Cryaking.
I'm just thinking of, oh, that's pretty good.
But it also gets popular. You get a lot popularized.
Now, it is one of those classic hikes where...
Jonas, I'm just super blessed I'm not the only one cutting him off. I kind of thought I was the best at it.